Hello. In our daily lives, we get comfortable. We want things to be familiar and the same and kind of have a routine that feels good. It's so nice that way because we don't have to be anxious about anything. But we forget the part that our brains actually do better with new things, with new experiences and even new environments. So even though we might say to ourselves, we want the comfort food of kind of keeping everything the same, today I'm going to tell you how some changes in your environment can spark this idea of neuroplasticity in making your brain better. Today we're going to explore 5 beautiful, simple ways that you can promote this idea of neuroplasticity in your own backyard. So let's do it. So just to recap the basics, neuroplasticity is your brain's ability to rewire itself when you give it something new or different. They used to think that this only happens when you're a child or an adolescent and growing up and your brain is growing new neurons and developing, but we know it lasts for your whole lifetime if you feed your brain the right, quote, diet or newness in life. I talk to my patients all the time about big, wonderful ideas of things that they can do. Take classes and travel and learn languages and all these wonderful things. But in this series, I'm talking about the smaller things that you can do that can also be very effective in terms of giving your brain novelty, micro novelty, so that you can sneak it in every single day. So I'm in my neighbor's backyard. She and her husband are at the lake for the week, and she asked my kiddos to come over and do some watering. And it's so beautiful. I said, hey, would you mind if I shared it with the rest of the world? And she said, fine. Now keep in mind, she thinks her backyard is in terrible disarray because she hasn't had a lot of time to work on it. And I am just overwhelmed by the beauty of everything that's here. So one idea, the very first idea, is to grow something. This might be a tiny little pot and some plant that you find at the park, on the sidewalk, or at the grocery store, or at a beautiful nursery. Grow something that inspires you, that makes you happy. So one of the things that she's growing here is lavender. And for those of you that aren't familiar with lavender, it's a glorious plant. It not only looks beautiful, it blooms and has this wonderful color, but the smell of lavender, even if you just lightly touch it, is fantastic. So you can enjoy a lavender plant on so many levels, and you can even give it away, because who doesn't want a lavender sachet in their undie drawer? Wonderful. Now, the second idea that we have for today is a water feature. The idea of using sound in your backyard to create neuroplasticity and calm and peace is not new, but it's beautiful. Now, as you can see here, she has a pot. It has some rocks in it and a little bubbler. So this isn't an amazingly fancy water feature, and yet the sound is lovely. And you can experience the beautiful nature of it, and it's really pretty. But just sitting in your backyard and having, whoa, fall over there. Just sitting in your backyard and having this sound accompany you while you're reading or dining or sitting is really beautiful. So sound in your backyard or sound at the park. Now this aspect of my neighbor's garden is just splendid. You know when people take furniture and they stick it outside and it gets all beautiful and woodsy looking? Well, check this out. I mean, it is a desk and a window. How do people think of these things? But it's so beautiful. The moss, the setup, the trowel that's there. So look for things like this. When you're at your next park and you look around, what hidden treasures are there? You know, there's so much to be seen if we pay attention to it. And if you're trying to cultivate your own backyard, then pick some random old furniture and make a little corner with it because it's beautiful and you can. Now, if furniture isn't the thing for you in your backyard, you might try more nature-based things like animals. Yes, maybe even chickens. Now you could do real chickens, and I think real chickens are spectacular. Cultivating animals, having eggs, you know, just the whole experience of it all would be amazing. But if you can't have real chickens or you're not into that idea, you could do something like this. And again, The creativity of people where they say, oh, this is a little rabbit hutch or chicken coop or faux thing that isn't actually supposed to be designed for any real animal. But I'm going to put some little metal chickens in there and just really enjoy them. And every time we come over here, I see the chickens and I'm happy. Talk about micro novelty and little ways to make life better. So I don't know how many tips I've already done, probably 5. This could be 6, I don't know. So if this is more than 5, you're getting a bonus. But my neighbor has so many cool things in her yard, and I just want to share them all with you. And you can find these things in real life. It doesn't have to be a cool neighbor that you have. So this, I believe, is kind of the greenhouse idea, where you can start plants before it's warm enough for them to actually survive. And yes, you can use this as a greenhouse. Yes, your little plants go inside and you water them and the sunlight comes through and it's amazing. And it's so cool how these are actually windows that have been used for a greenhouse effect. But I think it's beautiful. And you could open it up and grow things in the summertime as well, and just put pots in there and have them peeking out. So just yet another way of finding interesting things and using it to stimulate, to give yourself another blast of neuroplasticity. So there you have it. 5, I don't know, maybe 6 different ideas of how to enjoy a backyard. Here I am. Maybe it's 7 ideas. I'm sitting next to some spider webs that I can feel. But I'm also sitting next to her garlic, because she grew garlic and now she's drying it. Very garlicky smelling. It's just beautiful. I can't say enough. So the challenge for you this week is to go find an environment. Find some spiders. Find a park. Find your backyard. Plant something. Pick something. Notice something. But in our own backyards, in our own environments in the world, we can do things to promote neuroplasticity every single day. So please feel free to share what you're doing, what you're trying, and what works. And if you want more ideas on neuroplasticity for your morning routine, neuroplasticity in ways where you can just be more creative, quick and easy ways where you don't have to be a creative genius, feel free to check out those videos as well. I've made them for you. Can't wait to see you there. Bye.